Immigration is a hot topic nowadays. I am under the understanding, because I exclusively read the New York Times and watch the alphabet networks, that we want the dumbest possible people to come into the country, and we don't want them to share our values or our culture or speak our language. That's what I think the country wants, allegedly, according to the big stream lefty media. But there are apparently some other takes. Aaron Wexler is a conservative political commentator who apparently has some other ideas. Aaron, is that correct? We should accept smarter people into the country, well, explain it to me.
Yeah, Joe Bob, this is a crazy concept, which is actually vetting the people who come into America and making sure they
Huh.
contribute to our economy instead of just sucking the life out of it, which is
Hmm.
really what the Biden administration was going for all those years. But yes, I recently wrote an op-ed about the EB-5 immigrant investor program because Trump is not getting credit where he really deserves it because the man is, brokering ceasefires and bringing peace to the Middle East. And so all of these other things that he's accomplishing are just pretty much going by the wayside. But if you remember what things felt like just this time a year ago in terms of the crime from illegals crossing the border, which is now sealed, we now have Democrats on the left in cities like Chicago arguing to keep criminals on their streets. It's absolutely wild. But we actually have really good programs that are not like the H-1B program. If we all remember the
Mm,
really big controversy that happened with Elon back in December, there are
yeah.
a lot of really bad ways for bad people to find their way into our country. And Trump is focused on bringing in people who are actually investing in our economy. We know he's a businessman. He wants people who contribute to GDP, who create jobs for Americans. And as someone who went to a college where so many of the top students who were from international, from abroad, and they all had to leave after school, we lost their taxes, we lost their investments. These are people that we want paying for private business, investing in industry here and staying and taking them, stealing them from other countries.
You make a compelling case, and I think I'm almost there. Is there any evidence that this actually works? And so for viewers, not to kind of bury the lead here, there's different ways that people can come into the country, right? You can sneak across the border illegally, or you at least could have. You can't anymore. Thank you, President Trump. Or there's other different programs, and the type that you're advocating for is people that, well, stealing all the brain power from across the world and making them come here and mandate, I guess, investments. Is that correct?
Yeah, so each person that's part of this kind of a program, the EB-5 program specifically, they have to invest at least $800,000 into the economy. They have to
Whoa.
create or maintain at least 10 American jobs. But the program, the results have been incredible. They did a study, and it was only over the course of 3 years, 2016 to 2019. On average, each person in this program added 45 jobs to the economy. The program added 184 billion to GDP. So these are exactly the kinds of programs that Democrats don't want to talk about because this brings in people who are vetted, who are contributing to the economy, who love Western American values. They aren't the classic illegals that they want voting for them. And so that's why they're really burying a story like this.
Oh, interesting that you bring up the voting. We covered that in the last segment. All right, well, I'm convinced, and I think too that this is a good conversation to have because there's so many different thoughts across the immigration spectrum, and I think at the very least we can all probably agree on, hey, let's not let the dumbest people in the world who are just going to milk the system into the country. Maybe they should have some requirements that actually add value to the United States of America.